They look focused.
Yeah, it's been a good week. We practiced yesterday morning. We have a practice again this afternoon, and a lot of focus, a lot of intensity. I'm really happy with where we're at.
Injury-wise, how do you feel like you are going into the week?
As healthy as we've been, and Christian Morgan, was injured this summer, so he'll probably we'll probably hold him out. But I think he'll be back probably next week. He's been doing some light work, so I think most of the guys you've seen him play a lot will be ready to go.
Biggest difference from last year at this point to this year at this point going into game one?
Just experience, I think. I think a lot of guys, they know what to expect. We've gone back and spent a lot of time watching our first 3 or 4 games last year as a team, and hopeful that we can eliminate a lot of the mistakes that come along with first game of the year. Does it have to blow the whistle that loud? No, I'm just teasing.
You said the depth chart was what it was that day. Has there been much changes since that day?
I don't even remember what it was, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we're trying to be strategic. Figure out who we want to redshirt. Some older guys that maybe we can help redshirt. You never really know what your depth is until after the first game, though. You have to go out and play somebody else and have guys put it on tape. When they put it on tape, then you kind of know, okay, here's where this guy is, here's where that guy is. So, but I think it'll be pretty much close to what that was.
You're with that 4-game redshirt rule under your belt. How do you change that, or are y'all looking to make any changes to how y'all's playing goes this year? Or?
Maybe play a couple more young guys early. A couple guys some guys we worked out well. Some guys maybe we couldn't get them in. So I think one of the good things we did last year was redshirting Jared Atkinson and Graylin Arnold. Allowed them to be juniors, and so if we have a chance to do that with a couple guys who maybe came in and played as true freshmen and now they're going into their true junior year, it's a great time to redshirt. Lockhart did it in his transfer year. Jalen Hurd did it. Graylin did it. Jared did it. And you're redshirting now with a purpose. You know you're good enough. Now you have to figure out what can you do to become elite. So if we can do that with a couple guys, but it's a long season, and we'll figure that out. Kind of probably a little bit more after the first couple games when we see what our health is like after the games.
You've got a couple of freshmen on the true freshmen on the 2D. How many of the freshman guys that have come in do you think are ready to play some college ball?
Boy, that's a great question. Probably 3, 4, 5. Rauschenberg's definitely going to play. Quaylen Jones definitely going to play. Some of those young D linemen, as much because of necessity and they're very talented, will play. But we're in a really much better situation in a lot of areas in terms of the older guys. So there's not as much of a need. So the guys we're going to play as freshmen, we're playing them because they can really help us, we think. So, we'll see how the first couple games go, and if a freshman or two can help us redshirt an older guy, then we might do that as well. So it's just kind of a touch and go situation right now. But I'm very pleased with this freshman class.
Coming off the season y'all had last year, 7 games in McLean this year. How much are y'all just looking forward to getting back in front of the fans in there?
Well, it's a great place and a great atmosphere, and it's really great when you have a chance to, we'll practice in here tonight or outside tonight, depending on the lightning, and we practice in front of each other all the time. And so it's great to go out there and play in front of our family and friends and all the people that care about us. And we have a great situation at home, a lot of excitement. I heard there's great season ticket, student ticket sales right now. The Baylor line will be awesome, great, tremendous traditions and pageantry. So all those things are great. They can only help us, but we're also responsible for playing well, so that people want to come back. And so my goal for our team is that we play really, really well, and people want to come back and watch us play week in and week out.
Matt, I know you couldn't do that a couple years ago, but defensively, are y'all closer to where you want to be in terms of being able to roll guys in and out? A lot more experience, deeper maybe than you were?
Yeah, the only question on defense is just the young defensive line. We're going to play TJ Franklin as a true freshman. We're going to play Gabe Hall as a true freshman. We might play, some of Garmin Randolph and Harrison White and those guys. So we're playing some young guys, and so that there's some bumps in the road when you play young guys, but they're tremendously talented and they've worked really hard. So we'll play them and see what happens and coach them up and try to get them better week in and week out.
Back 8 though. You feel good about.
Yeah, there's a lot of vets back there. Played a lot of football. Get Christian Morgan back. That'll only continue to help. So, we're one of those organizations that when someone goes down, if they do go down, that next guy steps up. We don't talk about it. We don't make excuses. And so I think those guys will be ready to go.
Since y'all have so many guys competing for spots on the offensive line, what are you trying to see in this game that maybe will separate guys?
I hope they all play well. I hope I sit here on Sunday and say there is no separation, right? So I just think for me, it's just a matter of who we really want to run the football. We want to protect our quarterback, and so who can do that at a consistent level. I know we have a lot of guys who can, and if that means maybe we can redshirt somebody along the way because we have enough depth, we'll try to do that as well. But I'm at the point now. I just want to see the guys play for their sake. We'll go out and play as hard as we can. And I know on Sunday we'll wake up and I'll find 1,000 problems. But I want to see them play and watch them play and have some fun.
Do you feel like this is maybe the best size that you've had on the offensive line?
Well, Blake and Pat were really big, and that's why they're both in NFL camps. But top to bottom, we're 16, 17 guys deep. We have guys who aren't even on scholarship, who are Division I linemen who can go in and play. So we're not perfect up front, but we're way deeper than we've ever been.
Solon at tight end, did you bring him in as kind of a heavy package, or just because you think he'd be a good tight end?
Yeah, he's going to be a backup offensive line for us and also play on that tight end. So he won't play tight end all the time. Henley will be there as well. But he's really athletic still. He's got great feet. He'll help us on the D-line if we need it. So he's a guy that could play 50 snaps and play 3 different positions. And so I'm really excited. He was playing D-line. He came in and said he wanted to go to the offense. He's gotten to be about 305, 310 pounds, but we're throwing him the ball. He's caught a couple balls, and he's got great hands. He was a basketball player. He played as a true freshman at tight end before he got hurt. So I think we have a real luxury in him right now, and I think the future's only but up for him. I think he did a great job of transforming himself and recognizing, hey, this is the best way for me to be a great player. So often, players want the coaches to transform them. We're going to make you work hard and develop you. You have to figure out, how to transform yourself and find a way to, get on the field. And so he realized his best opportunity was on the O-line and at tight end to be a really, really dominant player. He was a really good D-lineman, but he can really, really help us over there. So I think he'll have a really good season at both positions on offense.
Have the tight ends proved themselves to keep that position on the field?
Yep, I think they've done a really nice job. So I think we're a team that, we can be in 4 wides, we can be in 2 tight ends, we can be in 2 backs, we can be in 11 person. We have a lot of players, that we feel good about putting on the field, and so there's only one ball. The challenge is to get the ball to all those guys. But we're always going to be a personnel-based team. A lot of teams, the coach is called a guru because the system scores points for them. We're never going to be that. Our players make our plays for us. Our players win games for us, and so we got a lot of players who've worked hard. So we're going to try to do a good job of getting them all on the field and getting them all the football and letting them go make plays and feed off each other and hope that we have a really good group.
Have you seen more chemistry in the offensive side of the ball, just knowing that when they go into this game that it is Charlie and it's not split time?
Yeah, I don't know if I felt anything negative last year. I just think, Charlie knows it's his time, to start and start the first game, and know that he doesn't look over his shoulder. And I think at the same time we also have 2 dynamic young quarterbacks in Gary, and Zeno's had a great camp, and he is ascending right now. And so I think everyone feels really confident in that group. But, Charlie's played a lot of football now, and he knows exactly what to do, in a lot of different situations. I think people feel really comfortable with that.
How do you feel about the kicking game right now? You got 3 new kickers kicking.
They've practiced well. We got to go do it in the game. And, everyone has a plan for the best case scenario when things go well. Like, what are you going to do when you miss a kick? What are you going to do when a punt gets blocked? What are you going to do when you kick a ball out of bounds? What are you going to do when you drop a punt? That's where great happens, when you don't panic and you just realize something bad's going to happen, bounce back. And so I think those guys are all resilient. They're mentally tough, young guys. But, and we have a new holder. So we have a new holder, we have a new punter, we have a new kicker, we have a new kickoff guy. But they're all very, very, very talented. And so I'll try to be patient with them, and I want them to have a sense of urgency, though, and I think I've seen that from them.
Do you want to see Gary and Zeno get some snaps Saturday, or do you want to see Charlie manage this game start to finish?
I go in there with my quarterback thinking my quarterback's going to play the whole game, and so it's our job to keep him upright and keep him safe. Gary's job is to be ready if we need him, and Zeno's job is to be ready if we need him. I think anytime you can get a guy in the game, whether it was putting Charlie in a blowout, when we were losing to Oklahoma State, or whether it's putting Jalen in last year when we were winning, we'll try to do that. But I want Charlie ready to be a 60-minute quarterback, and the stamina and the physicality and the mental toughness it takes to play each and every snap as its own entity. And I think think he'll be ready to do that.
Matt, you mentioned a couple of freshman D linemen who might play. Are they there strength-wise, or is that going to be a bit of a
Yeah,
challenge?
no, they're freakishly athletic and physical and strong. I mean, Gabe Hall is a big, strong man, and Neadre, who's why, even though he's a junior college kid, he's a little bit older, but I mean he's probably 4'4", 4'5" off the edge when he's right and healthy, and so those guys, I mean, they'll get bigger and stronger as time goes, but they're big and strong enough now. And Braylon Taylor's a guy that's been doing well. TJ was here with us all spring, so it's time for them to play. Put them out there, in the rotation. They'll be out there in the first 2 drives, and it's time for them to go play.
Can you talk about Jaron McVay and putting him on scholarship? What he's meant to this?
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody I put him on scholarship. Yeah, I don't ever talk about putting walk-ons on scholarship.
Okay.
As far as game week goes for you personally, how is it on you, and you sleep at all? Like, how does that go throughout the week?
Game week?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a sleep-in kind of a guy all year, and game week I get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and come to work. Sarab and I go to the Starbucks on 84. We ride in together, and I like to get a lot of work done before. Once about 8 o'clock hits, I start getting a lot of knocks on my door. Taylor and all kinds of people, which, that's my job. My job's to be there for everybody, right? And everyone's got different issues and personal things and work things, and so I have to be. So I try to get up early and work. But to me, there's always anxiety with the first game. There's always anxiety with the last game. Every game there's anxiety, and so all you can control is your preparation. So I try to prepare as hard as I can. Try to demand that our coaches prepare as hard as they can, which I don't have to do with our staff. We have a great staff, and then we try to help our players prepare as hard as they can, and that goes a long way.